take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a wonderful feeling of calm, resourceful relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. Notice with your eyes closed that your breathing slows down. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel that wonderful feeling of resourcefulness going in, and any tension, stress, or worries feeling like it's leaving your body in your outward breath, enabling you to feel like you're becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. As your body relaxes, your mind awakens. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a time when you were walking. I want you to imagine walking in a big, vibrant city, maybe New York City. And maybe you can remember a street, maybe Fifth Avenue. Imagine seeing the shop fronts, the skyscrapers around you, the energy, the vibrancy. And I want you to notice and recall that because you were captivated by who you were with and what you were doing, many times you completely forgot that you were walking at all. Walking was effortless for you. Perhaps on that same day, you spent some time in Central Park. Maybe you can recall the trees, the grass, and maybe water, maybe a fountain, maybe a pond or a lake. And I want you to get a deep feeling of connection. In many ways, Central Park in New York represents one side of yin and yang. The big city has an oasis of peace, and in many ways, peaceful places, large environments full of nature will have towns that represent vibrancy. But I want you to feel here in Central Park, you are in the peace within the vibrancy, a perfect balance to represent harmony. And I want you to feel that harmony within you. And I want you to imagine just for a moment that you can pause everyone else in New York City so that it's only you that is living, breathing, thinking, and moving. And imagine seeing the faces of these frozen statues of humans. And I want you to see that there are body shapes of all sizes. There are people that clearly their priority is work, and they don't care too much about their body. And maybe there are bodies where food is clearly a source of pleasure or escape, and their bodies reflect that. And maybe you can see joggers frozen in time, jogging around Central Park. And I want you to entertain the idea that they must have certain beliefs and thoughts about what it means to use their body in order to justify whether it's a hot day or a cold day, sunshine or rain. They're willing to use their bodies to get their heart racing, to have that exertion. And I want you to wonder, just for a moment, what these people that are consistently active need to think or believe in order to enjoy using their body. How do they appreciate it? What would they have to think to make the evaluation that this is something they get to do, not have to do? Perhaps, with everyone frozen in time, you could go to anywhere in New York City. Everyone is frozen in time. You could borrow some keys, access any building, any room. Maybe you decide to go to one of the luxurious hotels that overlook Central Park. Take the key from that frozen receptionist and go perhaps to the most luxurious suite, maybe a penthouse suite that overlooks Central Park, seeing the skyline of New York City. And choose a place in that large, impressive room that represents a place to relax for you. And maybe it's a large bed, or a bath, or a comfortable chair. And when you found a wonderful place to relax in that impressive suite overlooking New York, just let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to imagine resting yourself in that place as I count down from 5 to 1. Each descending number taking you deeper and deeper towards a trance-like state in your subconscious mind where powerful changes can take place. 5, eyelids getting heavier and heavier and heavier. 4, just releasing any tension around your jaw and your neck. 3, arms and legs just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. 2, just releasing any tension, any worries. 1, legs just feeling limp, loose, heavy, and just feel like you're drifting off to a deep, deep trance-like state there within your imagination. And I want you to imagine you're dreaming about a future. How long in the future isn't important, but I want you to imagine you're traveling in time to a future where through age or illness, your body doesn't work as it should or used to. Maybe your legs don't work. Maybe you can't move. Maybe you have trouble breathing. And I want you to imagine you are observing that version of you, not in your body, but just seeing this older version of you that couldn't use their body for physical activity even if they wanted to. They could have done in the past, but right now that door is closed. And if you could imagine seeing a future version of you where mobility, activity are just memories of the past, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to imagine, in a safe way, no harm can come to you. Imagine drifting into that future version of you, and you can feel what it feels like to feel the impact of age, to feel maybe your heart is weaker, maybe it's difficult to breathe, maybe mobility is impeded, maybe you're in a wheelchair or bedbound, unable to leave your bed. And I want you to think about all the things that you wish you could do now that you can't. Something as simple as walking in a park, going outside to breathe fresh air, or maybe more physical exertion, maybe a cycle ride or a swim. I want you to get a sense that you didn't quite appreciate your body and what it can do when you had it. And if there's a feeling like you'd like to go back and do things differently, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. So I want you to imagine going back all the way in time, being a small child, but in this new timeline, physical activity was joyful and playful and something you love to do. Feel what it would feel like to be a small child running around playing and laughing. And none of it felt like exercise, because it wasn't. You could run and walk and play for hours and then sleep for a bit when you got tired and wake up and do the whole thing again. And imagine those early years being filled with such positive, wonderful associations with movement that when you went to school later on, exercise and PE and activity was so desirable for you. You wanted to do it. It was the most exciting, wonderful thing that you could do. In your breaks and recess and playtime, you would be as active as you could. Maybe you would join clubs, teams, activities to be even more active. Imagine going through your childhood into your teenage years where physical activity was something you enjoyed doing. You liked learning new things. You liked the feeling of tiredness and achiness if you exerted yourself. And even if you had injuries, you liked that your body can heal. I want you to get a sense that throughout your whole life, activity was wonderful. It represented freedom, joy, and play. And just allow your mind to jump back and forth to different times in this new timeline to experience how wonderful it would be if physical activity represented something wonderful. And then perhaps imagine being in the present, but with this new way of thinking. And maybe imagine just for a moment that every step you take is a step not just on earth, but toward a deeper appreciation for your legs, the carriers of your journey. And you might become aware, ever so subtly, of how each breath enriches your lungs, those marvelous chambers of life. And you can let your mind wander and think about your heart, so loyal in its duty, ever pumping, and feel gratitude with each heartbeat. Find it curious, if you will, how your senses become sharper during physical activity. The air smells fresher. The colors around you appear more vivid. And you could begin to consider how exercise is an eloquent expression of self-care, a beautiful language spoken through your body. And notice perhaps how your muscles, once tense, now feel more relaxed and stronger each and every time you exercise. Because there will come a time when movement is limited. And as you imagine you're not in that future anymore, isn't it a wondrous thought that today is not that day? And so today, you celebrate your mobility. And you can find it natural to think that your body is not just a vessel, but a gifted vessel, deserving of exploration and appreciation. And physical activity doesn't have to be exercise, but every now and then it might be. And as you move, you might find that each droplet of sweat is a token of your dedication, a tiny yet profound thank you note to your body. Wonder for a moment how your hands can grasp, your feet can walk, your arms can carry, and understand that this is a treasure not to be taken for granted. And as you move, you may become aware that you are not just moving through space, but also through a multitude of possibilities for health and happiness. And perhaps you can make an image in your mind of a local park. Isn't it interesting how a simple act like walking can feel like a heartfelt thank you to every cell, every muscle, and every bone in your body? And you might surprise yourself by thinking of exercise as a joyful gathering of all your physical and mental faculties, a reunion of sorts. And as you do, feel how each moment of physical activity enriches not just your body, but also nourishes your spirit. So imagine walking through that park barefoot. So go ahead and feel the soil or the grass beneath your feet, the wind or the breeze against your skin, and realize that this too is part of the miracle of your body. How easy it becomes to see each stretch, each step, each breath as a love letter to your own existence. And become aware, if you haven't already, that taking care of your body is not an obligation, but an honor. Feel that privilege, that honor expanding within you. And you might find, as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, that your relationship with physical activity has turned into one of the most rewarding friendships you've ever had. Because it's quite compelling to think that every moment you make is a powerful declaration that you're alive, you're capable, and you're grateful. And as you contemplate these thoughts, feel a profound sense of gratitude flowing through you as freely as your own breath, knowing that your body is your lifetime companion in this extraordinary journey called life. Imagine leaving that park, finding yourself back in that future version of you where your arms, your legs, your body doesn't work, and realize that this day may never come. But if it did, doesn't it make sense to make the very most of your life and your body and that wonderful honor and privilege you have right now, and then feel like you're returning to perhaps a penthouse suite overlooking Central Park, and maybe you leave that place of comfort and feel like you're looking through a large window out into the world. But I want you to imagine there are binoculars nearby, and I want you to stare into Central Park from that window, and I want you to see yourself at your current age, walking or perhaps even slowly jogging around Central Park with a smile on your face and a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation projected in your energy. And then switch perspective, so you're now the one jogging around Central Park, surrounded by people frozen in time. It's now time to unfreeze them. And I want you to see those admiring smiles, glances, and nods as they see you being physically active in this wonderful city park. Find a place to rest. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Feel like you're returning to the present as you wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feeling like you're now in the current time, your current location, with a deep sense of joy and playfulness and gratitude at the freedom that physical activity will bring into your life. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.